Lovely to have everybody here. It's 10 o'clock. We've got exactly 30 minutes, so I might get started. Thank you for joining, everybody, and welcome to the UN Global Compact Network Australia and to today's Small Business Big Impacts presentation. This presentation is being held on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and I pay my respects to elders past and present. My name is Greta Courthouse. I'm the engagement manager at the local network here in Australia. Next slide, please. Please e-meet the team. We are 11 staff based in Melbourne, Sydney, and Hobart. On the call today is our impact manager, Emilia Maubach. You don't see her, but she's here. Feel free to share in the chat box your name, where you're joining from, and what you would like to learn more about today. This presentation is for existing and potential new participants of the UN Global Compact Network here in Australia, and especially for small to medium enterprises, SMEs. We are pleased to have you here with us. Next slide. Please use the chat function to ask questions at any time, and I'll be answering those after the presentation. If you have any technical issues, you can call the number you see on the slide. And also a reminder, we are recording this session and we will share the link and the slides via email over the coming days with anyone who has registered. So even if you have to jump out, you'll have the recording available shortly. With that, thanks, Emilia. We've got 30 minutes, so we'll get straight into it. We'll start with a short overview of who we are. We'll look into SME-related challenges and what we are hearing from our SME participants. We'll cover the benefits and support provided by us, the Global Compact Network Australia. And we'll also look at this year's activities, including events, peer learning opportunities, and opportunities for you to get involved and give us feedback. Then you can learn how to join if you're interested, and I'll answer your questions. Now, let me give you a very short introduction to the UN Global Compact in case you don't know who we are. You can click once more, Emilia, thank you. The United Nations Global Compact is the world's largest corporate sustainability initiative. Companies become participants of the Global Compact and agree to aligning their strategies and operations to the 10 principles and to contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. In Australia, the UNGCNA, so NA stands for Network Australia, connects, enables, and leads business and stakeholders to create a sustainable future by acting responsibly and finding opportunity for positive impact. We do this by delivering programming that enables our participants to become leaders in responsible business practices. And as a trusted advisor on responsible business across the areas of human rights, environment and climate change, and sustainable governance, we connect businesses to an ecosystem of stakeholders to drive stronger business outcomes and accountability. Now, when we look at the societal goals and the 10 principles, we also need to understand the challenges for businesses. Given today's focus on small to medium enterprises, we have collected an overview of what we hear from our participants and the wider SME stakeholder group we connect with. So let's look at challenges, opportunities, and motivations on the next slide. And click once more. Thank you so much, Emilia. Our participant survey, our SME breakfast sessions, and conversations with SME participants are painting a clear picture for us. There is motivation to implement sustainability practices. However, a lack of resources, time, money, staff, and the focus on keeping the business going means competing priorities. Staff aren't born sustainability experts either, and that's the truth for all types of businesses, not just SMEs. Often, roles in small organizations, though, overlap or must expand to include sustainability. And so in a constantly changing environment, it can be tricky to stay on top or to understand where to even start, really. Motivation and priorities align when the benefits are clear and fully understood. So SMEs are interested in better understanding the opportunities that arise from acting responsibly. We also hear SMEs report increasing demand and interest from consumers in sustainability credentials, and also consumers want to see positive impact. And often SMEs are part of supply chains of larger businesses, having to report against and also needing to stay on top of changing requirements. So SMEs have a lot on their plate. In addition, we have heard that SMEs would like to see more standardization when it comes to reporting and reporting platforms. Please feel free to let us know in the chat window about additional needs and challenges of SMEs. The more we understand, the better we can shape our offering to make what we do valuable to you. And the next slide, let's look at benefits and support for our SME participants. Thank you, Emilia. Firstly, the Academy. So existing participants on this call today will know about the Academy, the digital learning platform open to all staff. No matter how many staff you have, each and every staff member can request access to this Academy. Emilia is sharing the online form via which you can request access if you are a participant. For any of you who are not yet participants, Emilia will be sharing a link to some Open Academy courses for you to see the great educational content, or at least some examples. And we will share this in that summary email with the recording link as well, just in case you're missing some of the links today. The next slide, please. Thank you. So in general, there are virtual how-to sessions on key areas towards delivering the goals. There's e-learning courses to help participants learn concepts in their own time. And you can send specific classes and courses links to your colleagues, to your staff. And if you like, request updates from me about which team members have completed which offerings. We can see that at the back end. Now to some specific SME-related offerings. The next slide, please. Thank you, Emilia. Here's a great example of an Academy course coming up. I think the next slide, I can't see it yet, Emilia. Just click once more. Thank you. Thanks so much. It's called Future-Proofing Your SME. This course consists of 2 short modules. In module 1, you'll explore basic concepts and why the 10 principles are relevant to your business operations. In module 2, you'll dive deeper into the 10 principles by exploring what your business can do in relation to the 4 areas of human rights, labor, environment, and anti-corruption. And all in all, that's about 30 minutes, so it's nice and short and sharp. By completing this course, you will learn to understand the 10 principles and the benefits of a principles-based approach. You'll recognize the link between sustainability and business success, and learn how to take 6 practical steps to integrate the 10 principles into your business strategy and operations, now even with limited time and resources. And the next slide, please. You will also find the Small Business Big Impact learning journey. It's a high impact interactive learning journey, also inside the Academy, but it is freely available to anyone. So you don't have to be a participant to access this. Weekly emails and activities, on-demand short courses, toolkits in multiple languages will provide you with the steps you need to drive sustainability and business growth. I think Emilia has already shared the link now. And again, this offering is available to all participants as well as anyone outside the UN Global Compact. Next slide, thank you. We'll stop with the Academy after this, but let me share this last short offering, the Financing Your Sustainability Strategy, a Guide for SMEs module. It's a 30-minute module, and in this case, a participant-only offering. But the link is being shared as well. There's lots of links being shared today. Okay, let's jump into our modern slavery offering. To help Australian businesses navigate new developments and share learnings in a safe space, the UN Global Compact Network Australia, so us, hosts a Modern Slavery Community of Practice, MSCOP in short, for business members. To ensure the MSCOP program is targeted and relevant for all attendees. We run 3 separate streams: an optimizing stream for mature businesses in that space, an implementing stream for those who have never reported against the Modern Slavery Act, and an SME stream. Each stream within that modern slavery community of practice comprises a small interactive group that meets at least biannually and operates under the Chatham House rule. The purpose of the community of practice is to connect our participants and enable learning and discussion on the opportunities and challenges facing Australian business relating to identifying, managing, and communicating modern slavery risks. Another purpose is to identify and share leading modern slavery interventions to enable participants and other Australia-based organizations to improve their modern slavery risk management program in line with the principle of continuous improvement. And the purpose is to support participants in preparing for further regulatory movement on modern slavery and human rights due diligence. This is a participant-only offering. Next slide, please. There's 2 really good publications we'd like to make you aware of. Firstly, the SDG Playbook for SMEs. There is a multifaceted business case for smaller companies to embrace sustainability. Stakeholders, from regulators to investors to consumers to employees, expect all companies to be improving their sustainability performance, and they are ready to reward companies that embrace this agenda and punish those that do not. However, SMEs consistently report difficulties, as we talked about before, with embedding the SDGs at the core of their business models. And so you can download this report for free. It might give you good guidance. Secondly, the SME Guide to Corporate Sustainability. This publication was put together by our colleagues in the Global Compact Network Singapore. It is a guide that, in this guide, so it's all about shining a spotlight on latest sustainability trends, really. It offers insights on how to adapt. It comes with a 6-step process to get started, and useful tools and resources to support business transformation are being provided in that guide. On the local network level here in Australia, the team have put together the following. There's a modern slavery risk management playbook for Australian SMEs. Readers of this report will obtain an overview of modern slavery, how it can manifest within the value chains of SMEs, and how SMEs can set themselves up to assess and address their risk of being involved in modern slavery. Secondly, reducing emissions and respecting human rights. Readers of this report will obtain an understanding of the intersection between climate change and human rights, and how their business can demonstrate its responsibility to respect human rights in line with the United Nations Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights, the UNGPs, throughout the decarbonization process. Now, let's have a look at our SME virtual breakfast. So that's designed specifically for our SME community. It's participant only, and it's an event series running every 2nd month. And it provides participants with the opportunity to connect with our executive director, Kate Dundas, and me. It enables you to participate in and enjoy a conversation about the topics that you would like to discuss. So we want to hear what keeps you up at night, but also we want to hear what's going well. It is an opportunity to connect, engage, and network with other SME participants over a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, whatever it is that you drink. And the next session will be held in May. Keep an eye out on our events page if you are a participant, and the media will most certainly be sharing the link either now or a bit later. Let's look at a couple more engagement opportunities for all participants in Australia, including SMEs. Starting on the 29th of April, The greenwashing course is designed to equip marketing and communications professionals with the knowledge and skills to identify pitfalls in communicating ESG topics and to avoid greenwashing. You get to learn from a range of experts, from your peers, about what, excuse me, what a good ESG narrative looks like and your role as communications and marketing professionals in creating a better world. Now, this is available to anybody. You do not have to be a participant to join this. Secondly, the Regional Climate Ambition Accelerator in Australia and New Zealand, Aotearoa, is a 6-month program. It's designed to provide you with the base knowledge and skills needed to accelerate progress towards achieving net zero emissions, including how to set a science-based target. You'll gain access to global best practices, peer-to-peer learning sessions, capacity building sessions, and on-demand training. Participants will be asked to nominate 2 representatives. However, only 1 representative is expected to join the live sessions. And in total, participants can expect to dedicate about 25 to 30 hours to this Ambition Accelerator over the 6 months. This is participant only. So you would have to join the Global Compact to join this offering. So there are many more offerings from us. Examples include networking events in all major cities, roundtable discussions, webinars, workshops, communities of practice, and much more. We might be maybe sharing the recording link to our latest virtual open house presentation, which is a little bit broader than what we focused on today. As well as the link to our program's launch last month. So the virtual open house is a general overview of membership benefits, and the program launch recording provides you with an overview of our pipeline of activities this year, and sort of gives you an overview of the trends that we are addressing in our programmatic offering. Now, before we tell you how to join, let us share with you the probably most exciting offering this year. I think Emilia and I agree on this one. On the 30th and 31st of October, our conference, Uniting Business Life Australia, Sustainability in Action, will unite global and local business leaders, change makers, and world-renowned sustainability champions to move beyond sustainability pledges to providing tangible, actionable solutions. Uniting Business Life Australia offers a unique opportunity to learn from business leaders and change makers that are solving systemic problems and to connect with Australia's leading directors, executives, and sustainability professionals. This year, the conference takes a deep dive into climate and nature and its intersections with social and governance issues, the E, S, and G in ESG. So please join us to learn what's next in sustainability leadership. It's not a requirement to be a participant. We would love to see you in Sydney over these 2 days and connect with you in person. And speaking of joining, next slide, please. Thank you. If you are interested in joining us, here are the 3 steps you need to know. The first step is to review the application guidelines. They're pretty straightforward, but we ask you to have a look regardless. The second step is the preparation of your letter of commitment. In this letter, your organization commits to the 10 principles and to together help us achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. There is a template available for that letter. The third step is to fill out the online application form. And once approved by the global team, you'll hear from me directly with a final small membership form to return to us here on the local network level. And then we welcome you in the UN Global Compact Network Australia. Now, the next slide. Before I go to your questions, a reminder to subscribe to our monthly bulletin. It contains updates about activities, reminders, invitations, and anything participants and other interested organizations need to know. It truly is the best and simplest way to hear from us regularly and to stay on top of trends and challenges and how we can help you to cut through the complexity. I think Emilia has shared the link. We've reached the end of our presentation and invite you to ask questions either in the chat box or by raising your hand. So I'll have a look at the questions, and we can maybe jump to the next slide to give people the chance to scan the QR code to the feedback survey of today's presentation. Because I would love to know what you guys are thinking. How can we improve our presentations, but our offering in general? So if you get a chance to scan this, it would be fantastic. Now let me jump into the chat window and see if there's any questions that have come through. Is the Climate Ambition Accelerator kept to only 2 participants? So yes, so when you join as an organization, 2 staff are asked to join. Really, the key idea is that one of you does the whole course, and if you ever had to drop out, there's at least one other staff member who could jump in. Obviously, 2 people at a time are allowed, but it needs to be kept relatively, I'm not going to say small, but to a size where we can have the peer-to-peer learning and the conversations, I guess, enabled. If the group gets too big, it would get too busy. I'm not even exactly sure how many spots are available in total, but it's always kept at around 25 to 30, just to make sure that the group doesn't quite get too big. And that's actually the same for the Modern Slavery Community of Practice. We ask for 1 representative of a company to join, because it's all under the Chatham House rule, and to keep conversations a bit closer and a bit more intimate, we allow 1 representative per organization. What's this? Does it align with Australian legislation? I wonder what this might be referring to. Sorry, Jane.
Yeah, I think that's around the human rights publications on modern slavery risk management and reducing emissions and respecting human rights. But Jenny, jump in if we've misunderstood that at all. And the Australian publications absolutely align with the Australian legislation. There's a lot of research that went into those to make sure that they're up to speed with that regard. So yeah, no problems.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Great question. Thank you for that. Let me scroll. Oh, lots of lovely hellos that I missed. Great. Let me just jump to the bottom. Modern slavery. Thanks, Jenny. Okay. I can't see any further questions at the moment. Gee, well, we've been quick today. Has anybody else any questions? Please raise your hand. Speak up directly. You don't have to type. It's an open platform. Please don't hold back. Happy to answer any questions for you. And if you want to get in touch later, so I'll be your main point of contact. I'm the engagement manager, so I'll help you with onboarding. I'll be your main point of contact throughout your membership. So if there's anything else that you would like to hear about in more detail, you can reach out to me at any point. If you are interested in me convincing your team to join the Global Compact, I'm happy to give a presentation to your colleagues, if that's of help at all. We are Melbourne based, so if anyone is in Melbourne, happy to catch up over coffee as well. Andrea, have you got your hand up?
Yes, I did. Thank you. Thank you for the presentation and some great resources there. I just wondered if you could run through the commitments for SME participants and how perhaps they compare to large company commitments, like in terms of reporting or that kind of thing. Are they the same or are they reduced? That would be really helpful.
Yes, happy to. Great question. Thank you very much, Andrea. So firstly, the UN Global Compact, we're not a standard. We're not a compliance tool. So when you join us, you're joining a voluntary sustainability initiative that is focused on the private sector and enabling the private sector to make progress on the goals and to align to the 10 principles. So first of all, there's no pass or fail. The only requirement that participants have is the submission of an annual communication on progress. It's an online 60 questions questionnaire. It's the same for every type of business around the world. The purpose is that we gather information and enable you to disclose how your business is going in addressing the SDGs and to see whether you are aligned to the 10 principles. Again, there is no pass or fail. We are not scrutinizing you on the most detailed levels. And in fact, you will see that SMEs might often have to tick not applicable. It's often multiple choice, and SMEs sometimes don't just have the policies in place that larger organizations have in place. So in these cases, you tick not applicable, and you can always just fill in things in the open text field. So again, no pass or fail, but that's an annual requirement. You always submit pertaining your latest 12-month reporting period. If you joined this year as an organization, for the first year, you don't have to do anything. You would only be required to submit your first COP in 2025, if that helps. And this is it. So the rest is really, to say it a bit casually, a run your own shop approach. You utilize us, you pick and choose what you might see as a helpful sort of contribution to your business, and what you look at the gaps that you might see within the organization and utilize a programmatic offering. If you have thought leadership and sort of expertise within your team, we would like to amplify that as well. So it's not just about looking at where are challenges, but we want to amplify your voice and give you a platform to share with other participants how you're doing well and what you've done to get there. And last but not least, there's a huge networking element in what we do. So we try to really have a cross multi-sectoral approach by bringing smaller, larger businesses across all sectors together, and together advance the goals by communicating and networking. So in short, the only annual requirement is the submission of the COP questionnaire. It is available online if you wanted to have a look at it. Or you can reach out to me or send it to you in an email. And that happens through a digital platform. So if I send you the COP, it will be a bit of a clunky Excel spreadsheet, but when you actually submit, it's via a nice and smooth platform. Does that help, Andrea? Great. I see you nodding. Does anyone else have any questions? Just going through the... No? Well, I suppose we have pretty much reached the end of today's presentation. So again, please give us some feedback through the QR code that Emilia was sharing before. It was great to have so many people join this morning. I really appreciate it. I think 30 minutes is a good time frame for busy people. So reach out to me if you've got any questions. I'd love to talk to you all. And we are working on much more valuable content for SME participants. So the more we know about what you want, the better we will get at this. So please send us through your feedback. Thank you, Emma. Thanks, Louise. Thanks, everybody. Have a great morning. And I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you. Bye, Andrea.
Thank you.
Bye.